From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. The U.S. Secret Service is investigating how a gunman armed with an AR-style rifle was able to get close enough to shoot and injure former U.S. President Donald Trump at a rally in Pennsylvania. ABC's Josh Margolin reports on the security at the event.
The shooter had an assault-style rifle, was at an elevated position, a rooftop, a full football field away from the security perimeter, and then there's obviously distance inside the perimeter to where you get to former President Trump where he's speaking. Inside the perimeter, everybody that gets through has to go through security measures, including, metal detectors. Outside the perimeter, there are additional security measures in place, obviously dogs, and there's going to be patrol officers, and the Secret Service always does sweeps in advance of events beginning, but obviously it's a much lower level of security outside that perimeter.
A video posted to social media shows the body of the suspect, later identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, wearing muted gray clothing, lying motionless on the roof of a manufacturing plant just north from where Trump's rally was being held. Meantime, global leaders are expressing concern over the assassination attempt. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, along with others, posted on social media platform X, saying that he was sickened by the shooting and his thoughts were with Trump, those at the event, and all Americans. French President Emmanuel Macron wished Trump a speedy recovery, adding that France shares the American people's indignation. And India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he was deeply concerned by, quote, the attack on my friend. The rising cost of pet food and pet care in general is likely behind an increase in the number of animals ending up in shelters. The Winnipeg Humane Society says it has had to stop taking in pets due to diminished shelter capacity. Communications Director Carly Peters says they also have another shelter's worth of animals currently being fostered out. To encourage adoption, she says fees have been reduced, and people can also help out by fostering a pet through an online application. And finally, on the international stage, Venice is wrapping up a pilot program today where it charges day trippers an entrance fee. Now, the effort managed to earn more than €2 million during its course, prompting the fragile lagoon city to seriously consider extending the levy. Several dozen activists gathered outside the Santa Lucia train station yesterday, protesting the €5 fee that they say did little to dissuade visitors from arriving on peak days as initially envisioned. Venice imposed the day tripper tax on 29 days this year, mostly on weekends and holidays from April 25th through mid-July. The project was heralded by UNESCO member states when they decided against a recommendation to place the city on its list of World Heritage Sites in danger. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, it was heartbreak and a fourth-place finish for Canada at the Copa America tournament. Luis Suarez scored for Uruguay 2 minutes into stoppage time to tie the match 2-2, and then Uruguay beat Canada 4-3 in penalties to win the third-place match. Elsewhere, DeAndre Kerr tied the game in the 78th minute. Then Toronto FC was gifted an own goal 4 minutes later en route to a 2-1 Major League Soccer victory over the visiting Philadelphia Union. In Montreal, the host team there edged the visiting Atlanta United 1-0. To the CFL now, where another undefeated streak has come to an end. The BC Lions topped the Saskatchewan Roughriders 35-20, giving both squads 4-1 records tied atop the league's West Division. And finally, it was a blowout in Arizona, where the Toronto Blue Jays could only manage one run to the Diamondbacks' 12, Dalton Varsho scoring on an Alejandro Kirk sacrifice fly. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.